Dungeons and Dragons.
What's the plan for tonight, guy?
The plan is as follows. We're going to do a little one-shot that is within the world of the Roselands and with your current characters and character level and everything. But this isn't necessarily a plot-driven episode, and if the listener or whoever would like to skip it or whatever, they can. But I doubt that they're going to want to miss it, as it is a fun jaunt, or I think it'll be fun. We'll see what you guys think. So yeah, with that being said, welcome back, everybody, to the Natural Ones podcast. Tonight we have Aiden and Pat.
Hello.
Howdy.
Unfortunately, tonight, Jerry, our beloved Hugh, could not be here on some personal matters. I will leave it at that.
It's a great way to put it.
So we're gonna do a little fun exercise, I think. Pat, you've been in this chair before where other people couldn't make it due to various reasons, and we did a little one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
And while this isn't going to be as deep of a backstory dive, it is going to be a little break from the driving force of the plot. Mm-hmm. And that, I think, can be a good breath of fresh air. So without further ado, let's... my voice cracked. Let's get this started.
Hey.
So, the three of you have been traveling now for several days. You've left the Underwoods and are now making your way towards your keep. While, making your way on this, on one of the Queen's roads, you spot a small caravan heading east, and you manage to make out two hammers crossed within a circle painted on canvas of one of the wagons leading the way. You can remember that it belongs to the Nostromo Mining Company out of Earthun. And in fact, as you look at each cart's driver, you see a number of dwarves traveling with the party. There also seem to be a few humans and a halfling woman. You get to talking to the group as you're catching up with it, and after about a couple hundred yards, you found it reasonable that they would put you up for some food, some drink, and story on the road, and in return, some protection. You're both heading east, and they desperately lack any of that sort of thing, any kind of protection. Tomb, an older, rough-looking dwarf, spoke as the head of the operation and is also promising 300 gold each for walking in the same direction you would with 300 less gold in your pockets, as he puts it. Hands were shaken and a long journey lay ahead of you. After talking to some of the miners, you find out that they largely stop at smaller mines owned by the company and work a day or two on their way to Tiroli, where they drop and sell off their entire caravan. The company is with the Miners Guild, and the owner, Barnus Nostromo, leads the entire Miners Guild. After a day or two has passed, we join back up with you after a hearty breakfast of bacon and pancakes as the caravan continues on. A few hours pass when behind you, you see an elf. It's kind of a funny sight. He's just running at a constant speed, trying to wave down the caravan. Tomb slows down the front wagon just enough for the elf to catch up and keep pace. The three of you are in the fourth wagon and can't hear what the elf says. Unfortunately, due to Hugh's food poisoning from the previous night, he has kind of been passed out in your wagon and is not much help. So unfortunately, you don't Hugh, he ends up having to toss his cookies a little bit due to the food poisoning, and as that's happening, you don't get to hear exactly what the elf is saying to Tomb, but you see the elf handing him a paper and then running back the way he came. as interesting of an experience that was. Now, a few hours pass. Hugh is still vomiting and occasionally leaving a trail due to the food poisoning. And you guys eventually stop for lunch. And as you do, you're breaking camp for lunch. You hear some of the miners complaining that the UTC has been taking far too big a cut of the ore that they're transporting.
Mm-hmm.
Typical.
Bastards.
You guys are enjoying lunch with this mining company.
All right. What are we having?
You're having bangers and beans. A real campfire type meal.
All right. So Ang,
What's up?
tell me your thoughts on what happened in the the Undercity there.
Oh man, that shit was crazy. I mean, where to even start, right? I mean, we had the whole murder mystery thing to start off. That was a trip in itself, and I didn't think we were ever gonna solve it and get out of that damn house. And then on top of that, I had to kill one of my best friends, and we damn near we basically destroyed an entire city.
That was a hell of a weekend, and we killed that lady.
Yeah,
We just rolled over her.
yeah. She was flatter than those pancakes we had the other day for breakfast.
Yeah, it was insane. I'm still kind of trying to process killing that woman.
Yeah, that's that one's gonna be felt for a while.
Have we told the queen about that, by the way?
You mentioned it to Shalou,
Yep.
but that was it.
Okay.
Who was that lady, by the way?
Gordana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just openly discussing this at lunch with all the miners and everything, too?
Yeah, I don't think they care.
A few of them actually do take notice of the story, and after asking you to elaborate, you give them unless you want to elaborate on it yourselves, you give like an in-depth tale during lunch.
Yeah.
Who's telling the story?
I think Ang can tell the story since he has connection to the other guy that we killed. What's his name? His boy.
Kane. No, Vonin.
Vonin. That's right.
Yeah. So we roll up to this town, right? It's, seems pretty deserted and everything. It's middle of the night, pitch black. We don't really know what's happening, and our buddy that's passed out in the wagon right now decides that he's gonna just light a building on fire. And that really should tell you the whole the everything you need to know, pretty much, on how everything was gonna go from there.
Mm-hmm.
End up fighting some zombies and shit on the way in this town. Blew up a couple buildings, you know how it is. Met up with some of these city guard, went and followed them into their underground city, where we were then thrown into a murder mystery and had to find out who the hell killed their mayor. Right, and so that was a whole process. That was hard to solve. There were like 10 different suspects, all had their own motives and everything like that. Ended up running into a good friend of mine. I hadn't seen him for a few years, but then turned
that's
out,
nice.
You'd think, but turns out he was working for the UTC the whole time and really undermining the whole city, basically, and ended up being the one that killed the mayor.
Yeah, not cool.
Fled.
Not cool.
So we had to obviously go find him, chase him down further into the tunnel system of this place. He starts talking about like true freedom and everything like that, and so he catches these hands a couple times. Doesn't go well for him. He ends up blowing up half the cavern, letting in even more zombies. Holy shit. And then so we had to fight all those guys off, right? And then once we got out of the cave, we got back into the main part of the city. There was even more zombies. So we had to fight off all those guys. Took down a guy way too big for us that I tried to my damnedest go around, basically, but I was outnumbered. And then one thing led to another. We ended up basically in like this giant golem thing. There was 5 of us, each controlling a limb, and we ended up just bulldozing, just literally rolling over people, and went straight into the mayor's house. Rolled right into the mayor's house, knocked the whole thing down, pancaked this Gordana lady, and saved the city. And now here we are. That's the weekend in a nutshell. That's typical for us, you know.
It was quite the adventure, to say the least.
So,
what exactly are you guys?
The last couple months on the show,
I-
actually.
I can't believe it. That's quite a tale. Roll a performance check for me, eh?
All right. Bust out my sheet here. Performance.
Oh no.
We got a natural one. Our famous namesake.
Nobody
Let's
likes
go.
your story.
While everyone actually does like your story, they just find it so far-fetched that they think you're just making up a story instead of telling them the actual events. As soon as you mention the giant golem that like 5 of you operated, they just look at you and they're like, "You really expect us to buy that? Like, come on."
You call it a Megazord? Is that what you call it?
Yeah, it was wild. We all did like this weird handshake thing, and like before we knew it, we were all in it. It was wild. It was wild. I'll tell you. You guys had to be there to see it. It's just the stories just don't do it justice, you know.
And as you're finishing up lunch, Tomb you hear him clearing his throat. We've gotten some new instructions from the boss. There's a newly acquired mine nearby. Sorry to interrupt everyone's. That was quite a story there, Ang. But
Hey, happy to tell it.
But, see, we have one wagon completely empty, and we'd sure like to, get some more to offload in Tiroli. And we need the last 4 ton, and we can get it right here at this new mine. I've never been there, and I'd like to scout ahead with you, Norb, and you, Gris, Ang, you two. I want to kind of feel out the place before we get the whole party here, see if it's a waste of time. Sometimes,
Okay.
The company buys a mine and it's just completely wiped. They get burned occasionally. You know what I mean?
It happens.
It seems that your hairy friend over there won't be joining us.
Probably for the better, honestly.
Yeah, he's got a case of the squirts, if you know what I mean.
I do.
On both ends.
I told him he shouldn't have taken that bacon off yet. It was way raw. But sometimes you just gotta let him learn, right?
That's you for you. Yeah, he's his own thing. He's his own thing.
Yeah. But anyways, I should also mention that new acquisitions typically are a little defensive about a traveling operation coming in and mining their ore. Understandably. Sometimes they don't even know they've been bought. And I have to break the news. I hope
That
that's...
must be awkward.
Yeah, you're telling me. I hope it's not like this, but according to this map, it's about a quarter's day ride away, and we should be able to get there by mid-afternoon. What I'd like to do is travel for a couple more hours as a party, and then the 4 of us will travel ahead and make our entrance to make sure it's even worth bringing the rest of the caravan.
All right. Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, let's get this circle ready to go and get back on the road. And you continue on for a couple more hours. And as you're going, eventually, Tomb signals the rest of the caravan to stop and yells, making a signal, almost like it's like pointing to the right. And as it happens, you guys peel off and make your way ahead of the group towards this mine.
All right.
As you're going ahead, you're traveling probably about like another mile or two, and you hear Tomb and Norb talking about a bonus that they're going to receive and full shards for stopping at this mine. And after about 20 more minutes, you feel a small earthquake scaring the horses pulling the wagon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, kind of strange. It was a little like kind of like an aftershock kind of feeling. It didn't really stop you, and you guys are continuing on.
I was going to say, oh, Ang, did you feel that?
Yeah, I thought I felt something.
It happens all the time. Tomb kind of waves it off. He's like, up in Orthun we get a lot of activity. This place, it shakes, but it's not a problem.
Okay, say so.
And all of a sudden, you find yourself in the front of this mine, at least the entrance to the mine. It's actually pretty large for what you kind of expected. It looks like there are like a 10 or a 15-foot high archway opening up into this mine, but it also looks like there's been several large boulders moved out of the way recently from the entrance, as well as a brand new looking shack. There doesn't seem to be anybody around, and Tomb says to you, I'm going to look for the foreman and get things squared away. Maybe they will just give us some ore and save us the trouble of mining and get out of their hair faster. That'd be lucky. And he disappears into the mine.
So, Ang, you think we're gonna see him again? Cause
I hope so. Granted, I don't really care as long as we get paid. But
yeah,
I
if we're in
hope
a
so.
gold, I can think of something to do with that.
After about 45 minutes of making small talk with Norb, Tomb has still not returned. What do you guys want to do?
Ang, it's been a minute here. What do you think we head into the cavern, into the mine, or?
And like this entire time, we haven't seen anybody like walking in or out of the mine at all.
Nope. Did you want to knock on or try to look inside of the little shack?
Yeah, let's explore a little. I imagine we were probably checking it out while we were talking anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. In the shack, there's just some mining tools and a stale loaf of bread. You do notice that it's very new, like it hasn't even been properly finished and sealed. You do feel like a very, very slight draft going through some of the wooden boards that are making up the walls. And you can tell that this mine has opened very recently.
New mine. It can't have gotten very deep down, I guess. I don't think it would have taken him 45 minutes to get to the foreman.
Nah, I don't got a good vibe about this. We should probably go in, take a look.
Yeah, I guess I'll, Ang, you want me to lead the way? I can see pretty well in the dark.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna lead the way. I'm gonna sneak my way into the cave, and I'm gonna try to...
sneaking.
What's that?
Always sneaking.
Yeah, I'm sneaking a little bit. We don't have Hugh here, so we can actually try something a little stealthy tonight.
That's true. That's true.
I'm gonna walk into the cave and just try to be quiet and use my dark vision to look around.
Are you sure we should be doing this?
I mean, we haven't seen your boy in near an hour, and I mean, do you think it would take him this long to find the foreman?
No, it is a little strange.
Yeah, a little strange. I mean, can it hurt to go in and see if we can speed this process up? I mean, you want to get out of here too, don't you?
Of course. As soon as I get out of here, I get a shard.
Yeah. So what's the What's a shard? Shard of what?
It's like a stake in the company.
Ah, I see. How many shards do you get?
I'm hoping to get my first one.
Your first shard. Interesting.
This is only my third go around, as it were.
Interesting. And these shards valuable?
Only as valuable as the company, and business has been booming.
Well, that sounds very fortunate for you. I would hate for you not to get your shard because this trip has been delayed. I imagine they prefer people to be punctual on these adventures here.
Oh, you're right. Mr. Barnes, he does not approve of such tardiness.
Yeah, they the wheels of business must grind, whatever blood of the people. Into the cave. So I'm gonna walk into the cave.
So before he goes into the cave, I'm gonna be like, just because I don't have a good feeling about this, I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on the three of us.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Spicy. What does it do exactly for the listeners?
So, the brief description of Pass Without a Trace is a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has a plus 10 bonus to dexterity, stealth, checks, and can't be tracked except by magical means. A creature that receives this bonus leaves behind no tracks or other traces of its passage.
I like it. So that is pretty cool. So make sure that you both are adding that whenever you make your stealth checks.
It's plus 10, right?
Yeah.
So
speaking of which,
yeah.
There's what?
I was just gonna say there's probably very little way I can miss a stealth check at this point.
Yeah. It'll get pretty ridiculous.
So that's a 30.
Yeah, excellent.
Jesus.
So yeah, make a stealth check for Ang.
16.
So a 16. All right, and I'll make one for Norb just because. That's more than enough.
29.
Yeah.
Glad that I was the one that cast it and got the lowest of them. I've just been rolling. I rolled a 1 with, and luckily I had a +5 stealth bonus on top of the +10 bonus of this.
Yeah, he rolled a 1.
Yep. Not great.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oof.
So yeah, even with a 16, you're being pretty sneaky, and thankfully you have 2 ninjas in your group with you at this point. And as you enter inside of this mine, the humidity is high, but it feels cooler than the outdoor heat, and you've been traveling for quite some time now. You also notice that the shaft is surprisingly large. Wink, wink. 15 feet or more in height. You see the new support beams that are around the shaft, but strangely, you also see some of these old half-rotted beams lying along the side of the mine. You come to a fork in the road, and there's one path that's straight ahead of you, one path to your left, and one path to your right.
Ooh.
Classic dilemma here.
Can I see, using my dark vision, do I see anything differentiating the 3, or do they just continue off in their own way? There's nothing special about any of them.
The path on the right is actually a much smaller shaft, about 5 feet wide and 7 feet tall. Okay. And the other ones are the same 15 foot that you're kind of standing in right now.
What the guy that we're traveling with? What's his name again?
Norb.
Hey, what? Do you know much about mines? I feel like you might.
I would say so.
Okay.
I've been in mines all my life.
Can you tell me why you'd see 2 that were cut in a similar fashion, and then a third one that's significantly smaller? Why would they construct a mine in this manner?
Well, judging by them old beams over there, it looks to me like maybe this was an old mine that they been trying to start up again.
Interesting. Does that happen often?
You see it every once in a while. You know, someone was mining out in the last age, and they ran out of funds. They ran their business underground. You know, things happen.
Interesting. All right,
this could be quite an ancient mine.
Ang, you got a feeling on one of these tunnels? I hate to split us up, but you know.
Think straight ahead.
Straight ahead. All right. Well, we'll continue straight ahead, I guess.
Okay. The center path continues on for another 50-60 feet, and it opens up into a large cavern. In the blackness of the room, with dark vision, you can kind of see in the middle of the space a large mass. And Aang, do you have dark vision?
No.
So it's like pitch black for you. And Norb, who is a dwarf with thick red hair and a very healthy beard, can also see the stone mass, or I don't know if it's stone, like the stony, the shape in the middle of the room outlined. But he also, just with dark vision, can't really see anything in particular.
All right. How far is it from us? You said 60 feet.
The room itself, the cavern itself, is probably 80 feet in, like 80 feet wide.
Okay.
And it goes up another 20 or 30 feet. It's like a pretty decent sized cavern.
Okay. I'm going to try to get closer to this mass in the middle of the room. Still trying to be as quiet as possible and see if I can get close enough to it to determine what it is.
All right. Make an investigation check for me at disadvantage, because you can only really see about a foot or two in front of your face.
Okay. Really, with dark vision?
I take it back. With dark vision, you can probably see about 30 feet in front of your face.
Okay.
So like this large mass is like right in the middle. So as you approach, you kind of see this outline.
My investigation is a very mediocre 10.
A very mediocre 10. So nothing really becomes clear to you until you actually get really close to it. But as you approach maybe 10, 15 feet away from it, you notice that this large mass is actually a large stone throne.
Oh. And
seated in this throne is a giant.
Oh.
Stony silent and motionless.
Is it alive?
You might have to get a little bit closer to find out.
I'm going to get a little closer. and see if it's alive.
As you get closer with a 10, you can clearly tell that it is not alive. You don't see the chest moving at all. It doesn't seem to be alive or breathing at all.
All right, I'm gonna light one of my torches then, so Ang can see. I'm gonna try to spook him.
Okay. Roll a performance check for that.
Okay.
I want to see how much you spook Ang.
14.
With a 14, you do it. You spook him.
What the fuck was that?
I just light a torch and like throw it at the foot of the giant, make him appear real menacing. Yeah, we're it looks like they've uncovered some kind of, I don't know if this is a monument or some kind of grave site or cultural thing, but it appears it's obviously not made by people. It's not naturally made. Are there any markings on the plinth or that I can see?
Actually, what you do notice, since you're now really close to this thing, is that it has a watermelon-sized hole on the side of its abdominal area. It looks like it's been dead for a very, very long time.
Oh, it's an actual giant?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And you touch it, and clothing and skin actually crumble to the touch as you try to make out some of the edges around this hole.
Yeah, can I? Is it like out of the side of its abdomen or the front of its abdomen?
Just off center.
Huh.
And it's big. Like for you, it's like the size of a watermelon. For it would be like a relatively small hole.
Huh.
You now can probably understand why the hallways were 15 feet tall.
Yeah, they were made for giants. It seems like they would want to have a big hallway.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's a small hallway. Okay, are there any more hallways leading off of this area, or is it just?
No, it's just this one big room. And are you guys gonna search for anything else in the room, or?
Yeah, but now we have our torch. We can look around, and I guess we can look. I would stay as a tight group, and we're gonna look around and see what there is to see.
Okay, cool. As you're doing this, you look at the walls for the first time, and you see that they are made of like a pure metallic substance. It looks pretty close to iron, but it's very strange because if any indication of this giant being as old as it is, you would expect the iron to be rusted, and it's not. But instead, there is like a large script written around the walls of this, now you can tell, circular room.
Mm-hmm.
Just like completely covering all of the walls in this ancient giant script.
Can I read it, or is it foreign to me?
Can you read ancient giant?
Giant? I don't think so. I understand now when you said giant. I thought you meant it was just large lettering as in giant. I didn't realize giants actually wrote, so. Then I cannot read it. Ang, do you have like any kind of magic you can use to understand this language? Or perhaps our friend here, Norbert?
Don't look at me. I don't speak any giant.
All right. Well, sorry. I thought you might be useful. I guess not.
That.
I mean, I could cast detect magic on it, but
that might be something. I mean, we haven't seen giants in these parts in over 100 years.
I'm gonna put my hand against the wall and say, "This feels so alien."
It's quite something. The queen, after all, she led the people's army against the last giant rebellion. That's part of the reason she became queen. But honestly, even before that, giants didn't really come around these parts.
Interesting. And you haven't seen them in over a century?
Not in these areas specifically.
Okay.
I mean, Tyrlee's only a 2-day ride from here.
You want to see if you can detect any magic here, Ang?
Yeah. Let me see if anything pops out.
Hopefully, nothing's popping out.
Do I have to roll or anything, Zach?
Yeah. Wait, you're just running detect magic?
Yeah.
I don't think you have to roll anything, right?
Yeah, it's just a spell, right?
Yeah, just a spell.
Just a spell.
Okay, so you can tell that the entire room gives off a large shade of yellow, like a golden yellow, and you can tell that there is a lot of enchantment magic
Hmm.
held within the walls.
Interesting. Enchantment magic.
This is old magic, huh?
Is there anything useful we can get from that, or we just know that there's some magic?
You can just tell that there's some magic about
We can
it.
learn at School of Magic, right? If there is.
Yeah, and that's the School of Magic, enchantment magic.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
That's why it kind of gives off that yellowish gold light.
Oh, okay, cool.
To Ang. Ang is seeing this. Like, the whole room now glows in gold. And actually, as you do this, you notice that on the far side of the room from where you entered, there's a corpse with the head removed on the other side of the throne. Would you like to investigate this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gris, let's go check that corpse out.
Okay. Well, I have the torch out still, so we can see pretty well now.
Yep. So if you'd like Ang to roll an investigation for me, I know Gris already has.
All right. Solid 11.
A solid 11, slightly better than a 10, which is helpful. You can tell that the human corpse now, as you approach it, is pretty fresh, or the humanoid corpse, I should say, because you can't tell if it was an elf or not, as the head has been removed completely, and it's been severely lacerated all over. The body itself, though, you notice is holding a large key in one hand.
A large key? I'm going to take the key.
Okay, you now have a large key.
And I'm also going to search the body for any identification or anything else.
You are able to pull out 2 gold pieces, a hand-drawn image of what looks like a human female, and that's it.
Okay. All right. Okay, well, we have a key.
Was that one of the miners?
You tell me. Does it look like he's a minor? He looks like an adult to me.
Jokes, of course. This is a bit freaky, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. We got a dead giant on our hands, the big old hole in its stomach. And then we got a headless corpse over here. An underage headless corpse, apparently, so.
And that one looks fresh.
Yeah, this is not, yeah, so I'm glad we came into the cave. I think we should move on. Do we see anything else in this room?
No, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Ang, I think we should head back and maybe check out the other large tunnel, and then what do you think?
Yeah, I think the other larger tunnel will be a good way to go.
All right, I think we're gonna continue to sneak though. I don't want to be. I'm gonna put out the torch and sneak down the tunnel to the left, which I believe is the other large one.
So you're snubbing it, right?
Snubbing it, yeah, snubbing the torch, and then go to the end of the tunnel, snub the torch, and then proceed down the other tunnel.
Okay, perfect. Now that you took this the left path, the mine shaft itself arcs at a at a curved angle, and it descends in a circular fashion with several side shafts. Which look like they have been recently mined. They're smaller. They're more of the like a 7 by 7 foot excavation rather than these large 15-foot halls that you're kind of walking through. And at the bottom of the shaft, you see a cart with several boulders inside of it, and an entryway partially blocked on one side by several more boulders. You can all walk through if you choose to, but it will be tight.
Does it look like these were piled here to close it off, or are these just natural boulder? Like, is it easy to determine? Knowing
the very sharp cuts of this tunnel that you're in right now, you would probably assume someone put them there.
Okay. I think we need to go through there.
You doing it?
What do you think, Hank?
I think we should.
All right.
These were obviously placed here for a reason.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in first, and again, no torch. Very quietly.
Tom?
Yep.
Tom, are you down there?
Shut up!
Are you in here?
Shut up!
Oh.
Quiet.
Right.
We don't know what's ahead of us. We don't want to spook anything. If we find people, that's great. If we find anything else, we'll kill it.
Clearly, there's something not right here.
Something's going on here. Obviously, the miners stumbled upon something, and we need to find out what's going on. So, shh. And I'm gonna squeeze through the rubble.
Okay.
Followed by me and then
Norbert.
Actually, we'll put Norbert between the two of us, so that way he doesn't back out.
What? Do you not have Remulus with you?
I'll say he stayed behind with Hugh.
With Hugh, just to like watch over him. Oh, that's
Yeah.
That's pretty cute.
kind of help out with watch over the caravan as well.
Okay, good idea. And now time for a break.
Hi, I'm the Tale Weaver Omar, and DM here at A Tale of D20's Network.
Hi, I'm Zektown, and I am the DM here at A Tale of D20's Network.
Zek, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the drama-fueled, anime-inspired fantasy epic Descent into the Void, right?
Yes, but Omar, you know I am the Dungeon Master for the comedy-riddled, trope-smashing fantasy epic The Natural Ones.
I guess both of them are perfect shows for a tabletop podcasting network.
It's a good thing that people can find us at ataleofd20s.com then.
Yeah, you can also find us on Twitter at A Tale of D20s. That's at ATALEOFD20S, A Tale of D20s.
And you can find each show on Twitter at The Nat Ones Cast, at THENAT1SCAST, The Nat Ones Cast, or Descent Void at DESCENTVOID, Descent Void on Twitter.
So, if you want thrilling drama,
or a side-splitting comedy,
A Tale of D20s has you covered.
In a world shattered, threatened by chaos,
I will have your blood for breakfast.
swarms of demons terrorize the masses.
You kind of hear them as you approach them, all cackling.
Forgotten by the gods who once protected it,
Nyx and Myliki guide me.
5 heroes make a stand against evil.
Cal, Morgul, of Fia.
I am Horatio King.
I am Nose Manaka.
My friends and allies call me King.
I am Duran the Gale.
But darkness creeps around every corner.
Chaotic vagary. Strike of the Thunder God.
The drama,
Oh god, they're gonna kill Kaijun!
the romance,
And he embraces him with the cradling motions of the queen's ice crown on the ship.
and hope.
It's pretty incredible that such powerful people could come together.
Will their courage be enough? Or will chaos sink the world into madness? Descent into the Void, a D&D 5th edition podcast. Download now on all major podcast apps.
And now back to our regularly scheduled broadcast. So anyways, back to this decrepit place that you found yourselves into. This shaft opens up into a large domed room, smaller than the first one you were in, probably only about 50 feet wide, maybe 20 feet in height. Still a pretty large room, but definitely smaller than the first one you were in.
Mm-hmm.
The walls, Gris, you can tell are kind of slick with condensation as you kind of feel your way around.
Mm-hmm.
And with your dark vision, you can tell that there look to be 20 or so sacks that are kind of sitting randomly in the on the floor.
Sacks?
Yeah, they look like sacks in like the dark vision. You kind of just see like the outline of these like little things that are about a foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
Like burlap sacks.
From what you can tell with your dark vision, you might think they're sacks, like burlap sacks. Norb actually is gonna meander away from the three of you all in line and investigate one of these. What?
All right, I have a question. This is you can cut this out of the episode. It's fine. Can I stop him from doing that, or is it going to advance the storyline to allow him to do this? Because I think I know where this is going.
Yeah, I have an idea also, and I'm not sure I like where it's going.
You tell me if
alien,
because
like alien shit.
Good storytelling is he goes off and investigates these sacks. That's good storytelling. If I'm talking from a meta perspective and I want people to survive and not become enemies of ours, then we don't allow that to happen. But it's your call, Zach. if you want to use the narrative, have the storytelling narrative to let him go investigate this, that's fine with me. I just want to make clear I don't like it. Just from the gaming perspective. The story perspective, it's way better to have him investigate the sacks. That's all. All right. And we're back in.
Norb starts to meander away from the three of you. And he kneels down next to one that's actually like very close to you. Like they're all around you, it's like scattered throughout. So like it's not necessarily like they're all on one side of the room and you can stop him really. Like you've probably walked past one or two without even realizing it. But he actually gets on a knee and starts to look at it closely, inspecting it. Hey, look at these things. Yeah. They're about a foot tall, and they appear to be some sort of leathery eggs.
You don't say. You might want to step back from that, pal.
Oh, why would you say that? And as he says that, he like looks a little bit closer and then starts to back away. And as that happens, the egg bursts open, and a gray and sickly yellow insectoid creature, which you can't really see clearly, but I'm just describing it. It bursts forth and latches onto Norb's face. You hear a muffled scream, and he goes silent and drops to the floor.
Ah, shit.
God damn it.
If I go near him, are there going to be, am I going to be near any of the eggs? Because I don't want to get too close to any eggs.
With your dark vision, you can see that there are no other outlines of eggs within a 5 to 7 foot radius of where Norb
I'm going to run to him and pull out my dagger. I'm going to try to start cutting some of the... Cutting this thing away from his face.
So as you get up to Norb, you can see that there is what we would know, meta-knowledge, as a face-hugger type insectoid. There's like 4 legs like latched around his like cheeks, wrapping over to his ears, and there is a long stinger-like tail like a scorpion's, but much more tactile as it is wrapped twice around his neck. Where would you like to attempt to do this?
I'm gonna start with the tail first and try to cut the tail off.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my dagger for this. I think it's delicate work.
I'm just trying to like think if I want to like make you roll like
I can roll an attack or like a dexterity check or something, so I don't like.
I feel like an initiative roll is coming soon.
I feel like dexterity is like something like dexterity would make sense to me because you're trying to cut this thing, but not also slice his throat open.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
Okay.
And while you're doing this with no prior medical training and knowledge of what this thing could be, I will say that it's going to be a dex check at disadvantage.
Okay. Disadvantage. Dexterity. So it would be an 8.
Yes. With an 8, as soon as you start to cut at its tail, you notice that the tail squeezes tighter. And Norb's arm kind of like jumps up a little bit as if he might be in a little bit of pain.
Well, hey, Ang, I'm gonna light.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to light the torch in here.
I'm fucking blind, man. I can't.
Yeah,
see
I guess I'll.
I just heard. I heard his muffled.
I'm gonna light. I'm gonna light the torch and be like, Ang, you need to be careful. And I'm gonna show him Norbert's body.
And as you light this torch, the entire room is revealed, and you see about 20 of these eggs scattered throughout the room, as well as more ancient giant carved around the room.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, shit is right. Hey, listen, man, there's one of these things on Norb's face here, and I try to cut it off, but I just can't do it. It's squeezing his neck too tight. I don't think this is good for our friend.
I'd say not.
What can I do? I have no.
Try holding the torch over, like close to
it.
The heat will make it want to jump off.
Maybe I'll put the torch right against the back of the creature. See if we can get it to release.
All right. I don't think you need to roll for this. You're just kind of moving a torch.
Okay.
So as you do that, you notice that the tail again squeezes a little bit tightly. But then, after about like 30 seconds of you trying to do this, you notice that it starts to loosen its grip.
All right.
And after continuing to do this for like another 30 seconds, we'll say, and you're getting really close with the torch now. Like it's like maybe an inch or two away from this thing. And after another 30 seconds, like I was saying, it actually releases and scurries off.
Oh no!
Out the way that it came, that you guys came in.
Oh, I'm gonna try to shake him and see if he can come to.
Is he alive?
And he like vomits a little bit of like this syrupy, viscous fluid. Oh, what happened?
Well, you went and touched the egg, and one of those creatures jumped out of it and grabbed your face. I tried to cut it away, and it was squeezing your neck too tightly. I used the torch to kind of scare it off your face, but how do you feel? Are you okay?
I feel perfectly fine.
You feel fine?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that's not going to come back to haunt us. We'll call that a close call.
But I think we should get out of here. I don't want this to happen again. Either. Do I have any marks?
I mean, what is it? No, I don't see any marks in your face. It just grabbed your face. It didn't like seem to want to hurt you.
Did you feel anything else about it?
No, the last thing I remember is it popping open.
Yeah, stay away from these eggs. There's no good can come of them. Actually, you know what? I have 2 flat. How many eggs are there?
20.
Okay, I have 2 flasks of oil. How many of these can I light on fire with this oil? It says I have 2 flasks. I can't imagine I need a lot to light each one on fire.
I would say no as well. I think you can kind of circle around the room and get back to that entryway that's partially boulder ridden, and you'd be able to light it and be able to walk away with all of them catching on fire.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do then. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll drip a little bit of oil on stuff, leave a trail, and let's say I use a whole flask and I try to light them on fire with a torch.
Awesome.
Yeah, I want to make sure we're all like away though. We're all like the other 2 guys are at the entrance while I do this. I don't want anyone getting near these things.
Yeah, no, of course. So you do that very carefully, as if you were trying to be stealthy about it, even as to not disturb any of the other eggs. And with your previous stealth check, I will say that you do it no problem.
Okay.
So you have left this left path room, and I'm guessing you're going to make your way back up to the top.
Yeah, we take the final the shorter tunnel there, or the smaller tunnel of the 3. Again, I think we use the torch to get up to the top, and then I extinguish it, and then sneak down that tunnel one more time. Sneak down that right tunnel one time.
Okay, cool. And Norb and Ang will join you in trying to sneak.
Yeah, I think you know what I have is I do have this since you're basically blind, I have this hempen rope, and I'm gonna like basically just like hold on to it with my hand, and I'm gonna give them each like a loop of it so they can like kind of walk behind me and be guided by me, but not make any noise and not have to worry about not being able to see.
Sounds good.
All right, so I'm gonna hold the rope, and I'm gonna try to sneak forward and see what I can see. I'll keep them like 30 feet behind me.
That sounds really good, like a very good idea.
Yeah. Yes, you got it, buddy. Yeah.
Norb, you're staying between the 2 of
Yep.
us.
Yeah, you're gonna stay between us. Norb,
Good
if you feel any indigestion coming on or anything, you just let us know, okay?
Any kind of chest pains, stomach pains, just first sign of it. Don't be afraid to say it.
Oh, you lot aren't that bad, I must say.
Yeah, we're very nice.
Very caring.
We're very caring people.
So as you're going off to this right-handed path from the original fork, you do take notice. It's definitely a lot smaller, like I was saying, about 7 by 7, and it winds around to another fork, a left and a right. The right again is another 7 by 7, and the path to the left is actually another 15-footer.
Oh wow. Okay. So we have a split in the tunnel here, and if we go on the right, it's again going to be a very small tunnel. If we go to the left, it looks like one of those big giant tunnels. It seems like all the giant tunnels have had something bad in them. Do we want to continue with the smaller tunnel here? I hate to leave any stone unturned, and I'm kind of a completionist when it comes to dungeon crawling, so I like to see all that there is to see.
Well, I think you just answered a
All right,
question.
we're going to the left then. Again, slowly, they're behind me, and we're sneaking very quietly. No torches, complete darkness.
So you're going down the left, which was the large tunnel?
The large tunnel, yep.
Okay.
Ooh, I love that sound.
Easy.
That's not foreboding at all.
I mean, you never know what's going to be on the right tunnel now. I don't know.
Whoa, is this the end of the adventure? Oh, I'll go to the right. I want to know what's on there.
I mean, maybe you will. Maybe you will. I don't know what you guys plan on doing.
Okay.
We'll see. We have a bunch of fun to have still.
Oh, boy.
So, as you follow this path on the left, there are actually torches now. So, you first were, like, in this, like, pitch blackness, but then as you get, like, 30, 40 feet down, even from when you made the left-hand turn, you can kind of see, like, these little dots of light in the distance. Mm-hmm. And as you approach them, you notice that they're just actual torches. And you see a torch about every 20 feet or so lining all of this 15-foot tunnel. It goes on for about several hundred feet with several offshoots to either side. And you notice that now all of this has torches that have been lit.
So this looks like an active working area. We don't hear or see any signs of life?
You don't hear anything, but as you're going down this tunnel, you'd notice that on your left-hand side that there's like been a large cavern similar to the first and second one that you had seen. But there are torches going, and it looks like you can also make out a few little tents and some cots and like a campfire. And it looks like this is where maybe the people working in the mine have made camp while working this mine. Mm-hmm. Would you like to go into this room?
I feel like as a ranger I should have some pretty good tracking abilities.
Sure.
And like being able to pick up on some possible tracks of like where people might have been like mostly heading towards at this point or anything, and seeing as how there's nobody here, are all of their tracks kind of like leading one direction as if there was like a mass exodus, or is there any way to even like identify Tom's tracks somehow, see if he has been through here?
Yeah, you could actually make a perception check at advantage for me.
Okay, so 16.
All right, so with a 16, you can tell that there are several groups of footsteps that look like they've even left like a silvery white dust behind them, and you notice that there is one more set of footsteps that go into this room and then out of this room further down, and actually behind you. It looks like they went about 20 or 30 feet and then turned around to the path that you didn't take, the right-hand path, and those footsteps are actually a silty soil like that you would have got from standing outside of the mine. Like, you recognize it as some of the similar stuff that you have been just traveling on and have seen outside of the mine.
Gris, I know you wanted to check out this tunnel, but I think our friend's tracks actually lead the other way.
Okay, yeah, listen, that's fine. Whatever you think is best, man. I'm not the tracker here, that's you. So if we can find Doom, then let's go.
I think our best bet in finding where he's at least at is back the other way.
All right, lead the way, Ang.
Well, at least until we run out of
line. Then I'll lead the way. But yeah, okay.
So we just go back up towards the other tunnel, and at that point we're back in darkness. So I assume that Gris.
Okay. Yep. We'll
take the lead back.
We'll rope it up, and we'll move down the right tunnel.
All right. And as you do that, you find a large cavern littered with crates, mining equipment such as picks, shovels, shale bars, and upon a closer inspection, 2 black powder charges, some hammers, and even an ever-burning lantern.
I'll take the charges.
I'll take the lantern.
Okay. The walls of the room seem to have been their current work area, with several pieces of equipment having been left right up against the room's walls.
Okay.
at this point, Norb, you notice he's sweating a lot.
Shit.
And he just kind of sits on one of the crates. It's like, oh, I need a rest.
You need, you don't look so good, pal. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, you seem to really be sweating a lot right now.
Yeah, it's just the humidity, being underground.
Alright, I'm gonna take Ang, like, by the shoulder and, like, bring him over and be like, hey, Ang, listen, I think we both know what's going on here. You saw that giant, right? Okay. Yeah. And, alright. You're familiar with pop culture?
Yeah,
okay.
I know where this is going.
Alright.
And I think it's happening.
I have a potion of minor healing. Do you think that's gonna do anything? I don't know if it's gonna, I don't want to waste it on, I don't want to waste it, but I also don't want to let this guy just die. Is that gonna help?
I doubt it, honestly. I think the only thing that's really gonna help him is pull a little of mice and men, point it towards the farm.
I have 3 mystery potions as well, and they're mystery potions, and like I don't know what they actually are. They're just.
I think I have a couple of those as well.
Shit. What do you think we should? I mean, do you want? I have no problem putting this man out of his misery. I don't think he's gonna survive this.
No, I think he's gonna turn. I think what happened to the giant is gonna be.
Should I try the healing? I have 4 of them. Should I just try one?
I guess it could.
I don't think it's gonna help though.
I don't think so either, but it can't hurt.
All right, I'm gonna turn around and try to hand him a minor healing potion.
Oh, this is for me.
Yeah, drink it.
Oh, but okay, bottoms up. And he hasn't lost any hit points. But if he did, he would get 4 points of HP back.
Is that all it's gonna do? Shit.
Yeah, I mean, you notice
I guess it's not like a greater restoration spell, right? Like it's just it just helps with hit points.
Yeah, he
doesn't stop stuff from growing inside of him.
All right.
No, this is not an antibacterial type thing.
All right.
But he's fine. He's still kind of clammy, but he's not trying to lay down or anything. He's just I'm just here taking a break. I should be fine. Did you find anything else that?
Well,
we still haven't found Tomb.
Yeah, we haven't found Tomb. I think we're on his trail now, according to Ang. But honestly, we can't keep stopping, so we're gonna need you to get up and move along with us, friend.
Yeah, no problem. Let's go back. I think maybe I saw a campfire over there.
I'm gonna turn to Ang and be like, "Is that where we need to go?" Ang knows the way. I think he's able to follow their tracks here.
So, how well am I able to actually still see the tracks with at this point? Because we're not really using.
No, you're not using any light at all, so you can't really see anything.
Yeah.
You just know that you saw them coming back this way.
Yeah.
As well as you saw them going both directions.
So we went down the small tunnel on the right, and then it opened up into this room that had the charges and the lantern. Is that the only room? Are there more tunnels off that? Does it continue on?
No, you see there's definitely been several areas where they've been trying to expand the tunneling, but there is no other offshoots that you would be able to travel down.
All right. Well, I guess we go back to that large tunnel then, right? I think we have to push down that way. Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Let's.
Yeah, down the first side. I remember seeing right there on the left there was another cavern, and it looked like there'd been a campfire. I think we should check that out. See if there's anybody else hanging about.
It's not a bad idea. All right. Let's move.
Yep.
All right. We'll go there.
Okay. And as you backtrack again, you go into this probably a 20 by 20 foot room, and it looks like a small campfire had been made fairly recently. It looks like it was used within the last week.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guys roll me some insight checks?
Okay.
Oh, God, I'm rolling terrible
insight.
This does not bode well.
Yeah, 8. Nice.
And Aiden got a 5. So with your insight, you don't really glean any information with your insight checks, but you notice for sure that there are 3 additional corpses, all beheaded and extremely cut up like the first body you found in the center room. The room's walls, you notice, also have giant ancient giant written around all the walls. And there is actually a torch, 2 torches that are still lit within there, so that's how you can kind of see everything. After not really gaining anything from this insight, you're able to return to the long passageway that you had been down, and you notice that there are some additional little offshoots that look like people had tried to mine, but at the same time, you also notice that there are some larger passes crossing this this tunnel, and you see that there are like maybe 2 or 3 that are going at direct like 90-degree perpendicular angles from the path that you're currently on. Are you still using the rope or anything? I mean, you're back in the torchlight.
Yeah,
so
if we're in the
you can
torchlight,
see
we're not
things.
using the rope. If it's dark, then we use it. Yeah.
Okay.
We're still keeping Norb between us, though. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even as you're like going down this path, like it does like make some sudden turns, and you definitely like feel as if you've walked like at some of these crosses. You feel like you've walked in like a big circle, and you're going and you're doing that like 2 or 3 times. It feels like by the time you make it to the end of this, and as you're approaching the end, Norb starts to convulse.
Yep. All right.
I don't quite feel right.
No, you're not gonna. I'm gonna pull out my sword of wounding.
And I pull out my hammer.
Oi! What are you blokes gonna do with that?
It's not for you, pal. But listen. Yeah.
And as you're
Jesus!
trying to say this, he continues to convulse, and a small creature bursts from his torso. In some of this this flickering flame light, there are still some shadows along this tunnel, as you can imagine, and the creature runs away from you all. It's a small creature, maybe about a foot.
Can I swipe at it?
Make an attempt at disadvantage.
Okay. I have to choose a target on the screen.
Oh,
I'll just roll d20. It's fine. It's +8, so I'll just roll 2d20.
Okay.
So an 18, or sorry, a 20 or a 26. So a 20.
A 20.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna need to make a 19, huh? What was your better one? Your worst one?
It was a 20.
A 20. Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, you missed this thing as it like skirts past you wickedly
fucker.
fast.
Shit.
Am I able to take a swing at it also?
This is just like whack-a-mole right now.
Kind of, but like literally for me with a giant hammer.
Yeah. Actually, make another attempt at disadvantage. Yeah.
It'd be so great if you hit it and just obliterate it. There's nothing to look at afterwards.
So I'll just roll 2d20.
You can actually try to target this beholder that I put on the screen.
So both 12s and both with +8, so both 20s.
Yeah, unfortunately, you also miss as this thing skirts by you as well.
Damn. You saw that, right, Ang?
Yeah, I
fucking knew it. I'm gonna turn to Norb. How's he doing?
He is very dead.
Knew we should have fucking killed him.
Yeah, I don't think it would have stopped anything. I want my potion back. Shit. Well, I guess I'll just like close his eyes and we'll just like, shit. Can I see if he's got any gold?
Because that's really doing a
I'll
lot
just
right
like
now.
see if he's got any.
Dude has no abdomen, but his eyes are closed, so that's okay.
I'm gonna check him for anything that can help us in our endeavor now.
You don't really find anything of value on him. He had maybe 3 or 4 gold.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it,
Right.
Besides the clothes on
I was hoping he had something cool. All right. Well, shit. Ang, I guess it's just the 2 of us, pal.
Yeah, I don't think he's getting that shard.
Nope, I don't think he is. Maybe we can get it by proxy. I don't know. We'll have to discuss that later. Let's keep moving. Which way do you think we're going here?
I think we should go back out to the main tunnel and follow that down.
Yeah. Okay.
There's nothing but corpses in here.
Shit. Okay.
Actually, you guys are now you're in the hallway.
We're in the big hallway, right?
Yeah, and you're like
can we-
probably several hundred feet away from that big room.
Can we keep going? Are we at the end of the hallway? There's nowhere else to go?
Actually, in front of you, when like further unexplored area, it goes on for another 20 feet, and then you see that it makes like a sharp left. But 10 feet in front of you, you notice that the wall supports look very old, and the walls themselves have several cracks. And included with those cracks is there's a break in the path in front of you, and upon inspection, you really can't see the bottom, and it's about 4 feet wide to the other side.
What do you think, Ang?
I don't know.
What's the guidance here, DM? Which way would our characters want to go, do you think? What are our options again? There's
Well, you can go back the way you came.
Right, but we've already kind of hit all the areas back there, right? I feel like
Yeah, I'm saying back the way you came to like the entrance of the mine, and
just leave.
And like hopefully Tomb had like found his way out.
Or we can press on.
I mean, he may have like not seen you.
Yeah.
You could have been in one of the other rooms, you know.
Sure.
And he could have left. So like you may have just missed him by chance, or he may be further. You don't know.
But
You can't really
like
tell.
the way we're going right now, there's this angle here, this left hand turn. That's basically the only remaining unexplored part of the mine that there is. Correct.
That is correct.
Right, I think we press on here, Ang. I wanna go deeper and deeper if we can.
After you,
All right,
sir.
I'm gonna lead the way, stealthy.
Are you gonna jump this gap?
It's a gap.
Yeah, there's like a
it's
4
like
foot gap.
With like a bottomless abyss.
4 feet is like, I mean, that's like that's my little kid could jump 4 feet, so I can't imagine that's even like a difficult thing to do.
Yeah, so like in front of you, you see a hallway in front of you. Again, it's like 15 feet. There is a torch to your left.
Mm-hmm.
There is like 3 feet in front of you now. You're standing like right next to it. There's a 4 foot wide hole, and then the path continues, and about 5 or 6 feet from there, you see another torch.
If I grab the torch, does anything happen?
Yes, actually. How are you grabbing the torch?
Afraid. I'm gonna like go to twist. See if the torch like twists at all. See if it's got like a
It does.
moving mechanism.
It does twist, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and as you try to like wiggle at this torch, it actually twists at 90 degrees, and you hear like a clicking mechanism, like locking into place.
Does it? What happens?
You can't tell if anything actually happens right now, but you do notice that as you let go of the torch, it starts like once every like 5 seconds, like
clicking back up. Okay. All right.
Up the straight.
Okay. I'm going to turn the torch back to 90 degrees. I'm gonna well, before I do that, I'm gonna put a rope around myself and put a rope around Ang, like around our waists.
Okay.
You go down.
Yeah,
I go
know.
down.
I think I'm just hoping you can belay me across this. So I know it's only 4 feet, but whatever. I'm putting a rope across both our waists. I got like 20 feet of slack.
I mean, I'm 6'5".
Yeah, I'm not pulling you.
So like, if nothing else, I could just like lay down over.
Yeah, I'm not pulling you.
Oh my god.
So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna jump across quickly. I'm gonna turn, rope us up, turn the torch, jump across, and try to get to the next torch, and turn that as well.
I'm following them.
Yeah, as you do that, you do the most intense standing long jump I've ever seen, and I'm gonna need both of you to make athletics checks.
All right.
Because there's a chance you don't make
Athletics or acrobatics?
I'll leave it to your discretion.
I'll do athletics. I have the better.
I'm going acrobatics. I'm gonna do a gainer when I do it.
Okay.
16.
Yeah. So with a 6,
we both got 16s.
Yes, that's perfect. So you both make it. No,
I'm glad I went with that with the athletics and the +6.
Yeah, I go hardcore parkour.
Acrobatic.
Yeah, so you really you squat down and get ready for this jump, and you do the most intense standing long jump anyone has ever seen, and you both make it across, and nothing really happens when you make it across.
I turn the torch.
Walking.
The next torch. I turn it,
and it clicks into place as well.
Okay.
And that's it. But it actually clicks. Instead of it going forward, it goes backwards.
And
like the first one kind of
are there
went
any
that
other
way,
torches?
this one goes this way. Yeah, there's like every 20 feet there's another torch, kind of lighting the pathway.
Well, how many?
And then
we were supposed to do this with all.
Yeah, how many are there?
And then the path, like I said, at the end of this 20 feet, it makes a sharp left.
If I go down there and look, just if I peek around the corner, what do I see?
You see another lit tunnel, and I'd actually like you to make a perception check.
Perception. Not my strong suit. 18. Oh, that's a good roll.
With an 18, you hear a slight sound of skittering on the stone floor.
Oh boy. All right. I wish I knew what these fucking torches did, but I don't think we have time to figure out this goddamn puzzle. I'm gonna run down. I'm gonna run down the hall. How many torches are there? I need to know the number.
Also, how much rope is between?
Well, now
us?
I've taken the.
I'm gonna have to be keeping.
I've taken the rope off now. Now that we're over the gap, this rope is used and wound back up frequently.
So on the other side of the jump that you made, a leap of faith, as you could say, there's a large around that left corner. You hear the noise, but then you also see a large oak door filling up the tunnel. Mm-hmm. The wood and iron bindings look very, very old, and there's a large skeleton keyhole on the door.
Aha! All right. Still, you haven't answered how many torches are there. I need to know this puzzle. You can't make torches that twist, and then I don't know what happens.
There's 2 other torches.
Oh, I twist them.
They don't twist.
Damn it!
It was just those 2 torches that twisted.
This is gonna haunt me. This is gonna haunt my dreams tonight. I want you to know I'm not gonna sleep tonight wondering what happens. Can I?
Maybe it's inside of
Does
the door.
Keyhole? Can I see through the keyhole to the other side of the door?
You can, but it is rather dark, and with the blurred vision of looking through a keyhole, you don't see much but a couple outlines in this. What you can tell is a similar sized room to the place where people had been making camp.
Ang. Hey, Ang.
What's up?
Listen, I got a key to open this door.
Yeah, you do.
Do I open this door?
Again, I think you kind of answered your own question. You have the key. The door is in front of you. When have you ever turned away from opening?
As he's saying that, I've already put the key in the keyhole. And I'm just looking back, and I'm like, click, 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 click. I don't know if that was the sound that it makes as I turn it, but that's what I imagine happens.
You're not far off. It makes a very solid and satisfying clicking sound, like this is a really old key and a really old lock, and it was perfect. It's that kind of thing. And as you do this, the door kind of pops opening inwards to this large, giant-sized bedroom. The torchlight behind you kind of lighting in this room. The walls, you can tell, are fairly barren outside of a few elk and bear skins. Everything is covered in a thick layer of dust. And I'll leave you to inspect the rest of the room.
I think we found our friend's little hole here, his hidey hole. How big is the room?
About 20 by 20 with a large dome.
Are there any it's lit in here, or
it is not.
It's lit.
It is it's lit, but it's not lit other than the torchlight.
Do I see any movement?
You see no movement.
Okay, I'm going to close the door behind us and lock it.
Okay.
Then I'm going to light a torch.
Okay.
And I'm going to start looking around the room looking for what's here.
All right, make an investigation check.
I suck at investigation.
Or Aang can. Yeah.
It was a 16. That's not terrible.
Yeah,
I'll make one as well.
Yeah, Aang can help me out. That's not good.
11.
That passes a 10 to assist, so you get two to your roll.
Okay.
So an 18.
Okay.
And with an 18, like I said, you notice that there's a thick layer of dust on everything. It hasn't been entered in a very long time, from what you can tell. And
can I say it?
God,
sounds like my wife.
All the innuendos tonight. Let's
sorry,
go.
You can cut that out as also, but I couldn't. I have to make that joke. I'm sorry.
Or Muscle Man from the regular show. That sounds like my mom.
Oh no.
He always says the my mom. You're saying it wrong. He's like, no. But anyways, as you're investigating this room, the one thing that really stands out to you is as you're holding up. You said you lit your own torch, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as you have your torch, you look up, and on the ceiling you see large frescoes on this plastered ceiling, and it shows the cycle of what you had seen in that second room of that egg, and you see it evolving, or you see it moving as you see this large dome above you. You see the face-hugging insectoid in the next image. And then in the next image after that, you see it getting much, much larger to the size of a giant that's painted in there as well. And you can tell, like, after this insectoid, it kind of changes its form, and it looks like this gray-skinned, 2 arms, 2 legs up on its back legs creature, and where you would see a face, you actually see 4 flaps opening up with large teeth coming out of it on each one, and you see like a tongue and it's like rows and rows of teeth going towards the center where its mouth is. But yeah, you see that standing next to this giant, and it is just as large as the giant picture. And the last image you see show the giant holding the head of a much larger version of the creature, one that was even bigger.
Okay.
As well as a torch stabbed into another creature's side. And that is like kind of like the cycle of what you see on this ceiling fresco.
Huh.
And then other than that, there's like some empty drawers in a dresser and like a small table and a bed, but everything's covered in dust and it does not look like anything has been touched. And
anything valuable in here I can look for?
Yeah, roll a D100 for me.
Mm-hmm. 17.
Let's see. With a 17, once this loads, womp womp. A 17, you find a extra large blue scarf.
Yeah, nice.
And it is finely woven and is of a rich blue wool.
Okay.
And because it was for a giant, you could probably use it as a cape if you want.
I will probably use it to cover the body of our dead compatriot. All right. I guess I tell Ang, I think we've seen all we need to see here. I don't know what else there is to see. Yeah.
I think we need to use those charges that you found and just collapse this fucking.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. All right, let's get out of here. I'm gonna unlock the door and I'm gonna walk out of the room.
All right.
And are we heading back up to the main
I think
entrance?
so. I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna lock the door again though.
Okay, that's fine. As you're circling back the way you came, you come to the area where you had the mythical torches, and they are back to their vertical positions.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna go to the first torch now, which is the second torch from before. I'm gonna rotate that torch.
Correct. And it clicks into place.
I'm gonna jump over the gap and rotate the other torch.
And you do that no problem. I'm gonna keep your acrobatics check from earlier. That 16 was fine. You don't. I know you can make that jump. Yeah. So they're slowly clicking back, and you both make it over, no problem. And you actually, after making your way about 20-30 feet, you find a. It's so gross. You find a some kind of skin or maybe an exoskeleton of some sort of the creature that
it's molted.
Yeah, and it's actually like the size of Hugh with this molting. And you recognize some of the arms and like you kind of like stretch it out a little bit. It's really slimy and gross. You kind of like get this same clear, syrupy, viscous material that Norb had actually coughed up. And it's the same type of liquid that's like on this skin. And ugh, it's so gross. You kind of find that on your way back, and I'm gonna need you to make wisdom saves for me, just to make sure that you haven't gotten lost in these looping and overlapping tunnels.
Where's my wisdom?
So just hit the wisdom.
15.
11.
All right. I will say that because Gris, you have your dark vision and you remember some of the paths, and even though this is lit with torches, and your ranger abilities are kind of kicking in too, you're able to find your way back, but it definitely takes you twice as long as it took you to get down there as it is to get back. You get turned around once or twice. One of the times that you got turned around, you actually found another molted skin, which is kind of gross. And this one was a little bit bigger than Hugh.
Uh-oh.
And you guys have made your way to the fork in the path. What are you gonna do?
Keep going, I guess, to the entrance, right?
Yeah, we're gonna try to make it back to the original intersection that had the three caves and make our way back out.
That's actually where you're at right now. You're at that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, then we're gonna go back towards the opening of the cave.
Okay. As you're doing this, I need you all to make perception checks for me.
All right.
13.
Perception. 19.
Yeah, with a 19, you definitely hear that skittering again. You hear that skittering again, but louder and very close by. Do you still decide to leave?
Yes.
All right.
I want to.
I think we need to kill this thing first. There's at least one of these things coming around. I don't want to give it a chance to get out of here. I'm gonna tell Ang, if you want to go, I'll give him the charges. If you want to leave this tunnel, go to the entrance and place these charges. And if you see me come running, try to detonate him. But if I'm not out, if this creature gets to the entrance first, you gotta set him off.
You, with or without you?
Yeah, with or without me. I don't think we can allow these things out of this tunnel.
All right.
I'm gonna give him the charges, and I'm gonna draw my my sword of wounding, and I'm gonna have my sword of wounding in one hand and my torch in the other, and I'm gonna hide.
Sounds very, very epic.
You're gonna hide holding a torch.
All right, maybe no torch.
I'll let you do it. I'm just clarifying.
You're also in a tunnel, though.
Yeah, you're in like a pretty barren tunnel. There's like I had described initially, there's brand new wooden beams kind of supporting this.
When the hobbits left the care of the elves, they were given magic cloaks. I would like a magic cloak, please, that allows me to hide wherever I am.
Noted.
All right, well then, whatever. I'm just gonna fucking have my torch and my sword, and I'm gonna make myself known in the tunnel, and I'm gonna send Ang with the charges.
I go running. It's a straight shot, right?
It's a straight shot of about 50 feet.
All right.
As you, Ang, you're running. As you're running towards the light at the end of the tunnel, as it were, you can hear the other members of the company arriving, and you hear them calling out, looking for you guys. As you get to the blinding daylight, I'm gonna need you and Gris to roll some initiative.
Okay.
As the creature.
That's 23. Oh, that's how I rolled it.
Shoot.
Don't use the 22. 23.
17.
And you are just not making it to the edge as you are attempting to exit to get to the other people to keep them out of the tunnels. But as you turn to look at your companion Gris, you notice that he is about to get the drop on this thing as it skitters to the fork in the path where the three paths were located. And it skitters past him, almost going too fast for its own control. And he's going to get a round to attack because he was hiding in a way around the corner, waiting for this thing to make its entrance. And Gris, you're going to get the first attack.
It's 12.
A 12 misses, unfortunately. And but with your torchlight, you get a very good picture of what this thing is, and it's about the size of Remulus, Ang.
Okay.
And it looks exactly like that fresco on the ceiling of that bedroom. It looks like the Stranger Things Demogorgon.
I'm gonna scream at it and try to get its attention so it doesn't go towards the exit.
Yeah, no, of course you could totally do that. Is there anything else you'd like to do with your bonus action? Keep in mind you have a torch. You might be able to do some sort of flourish.
Yeah, I'll wave my torch and see if I can get its attention.
I think you successfully do that as you wave fire at this thing. And with that, the Demogorgon is going to attack you.
Okay.
Let's see here. So the first thing it's going to do is try to get a feel for you with its front claws as it swipes at you aggressively.
Okay.
Rolling a natural 1 as it trips. Like I was saying, it's moving too quickly for its own ability to control. Kind of slips around and falls on itself, knocking itself prone. It's going to spend the rest of its turn standing back up. Ang, you're now up.
All right, I'm gonna take my hammer in hand and with two hands just try to take a big swing at it.
So you're gonna run back towards Gris, seeing that he's being attacked.
Yeah, and try to help him out a little bit.
All right, can you roll me an attack?
Yep, 25.
A 25 definitely hits.
So 8 bludgeoning.
Yeah, that hits. You deal 8 damage to this thing, and you notice that it probably should have done more damage than what it did. Would you like to do anything else with your bonus action? And don't you have a second attack?
I do have a second attack. Yes.
All right. Let's. Do you want to use it?
Yes, I would like to use it.
Awesome.
So I make some solid contact with the first swing. I kind of double back and try to get another one on it. And a 28.
That is a
natural 20.
Natural 20
with my +8 advantage.
That is amazing. Let's see the damage.
All right, 16 bludgeoning.
Don't you double that though? Because it's a crit.
You get an additional 10.
Oh, okay.
So that is 26.
Nice.
Okay.
Again, you notice that although you hit it as square on the face, or what would be its face as possible, it's just not taking all of the hit like you think it would. But you've done some solid damage, and you've now drawn its attention towards you as you have your bonus left.
With my bonus action, I'm also gonna, if the physical attack doesn't quite land as it should, I'm gonna try using my cold breath to see if a little elemental damage will affect it a little bit more.
Yeah, go for it. I have to make a roll, right? I have to save.
Yeah. So I'm just looking. DC for the saving throw equals 8 plus your Constitution modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
What do I have to save? What's my saving throw? Is it Wisdom?
I think so. DC plus Constitution save. So it's 10.
Can you put it in the chat? There we go. I need to make a con save. So that is a 12. Do I beat your modifier?
Where do I see that? It's been a while since I've used this.
Your DC for this saving throw equals 8 plus your Constitution modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
So the Constitution my Constitution is 2, so 13. So no, it does not.
Yes. So I will take 2d6 of cold damage.
Yes. 7.
Hold on real quick. I did math wrong. 7 ice damage.
Yes.
Or cold damage. Chris, what are
Sorry,
you
I'm trying to figure out my spells here.
No, it's totally fine. So that's 7. Yeah, you have done a ton of damage. You have nearly bloodied this creature, and it hisses at you in this strange abyssal noise, tone.
Ugh, gives me creeps.
And Gris, you're going to be
All right,
back.
I'm going to cast Burning Hands.
Right.
I can't tell if I can do a 3rd level spell. I think I can only do up to 2nd level right now, but I'm not 100% sure.
Do you have 3rd level spells?
Darkness on my... Oh, no, I'm sorry. So Darkness is a 2nd level spell, so I guess it's 2nd level spell.
Okay.
Also, Zach, I think I should have rolled 3 d6s.
For what? Are you at...
I'm at level 7.
Oh, then you should have definitely roll another d6 for me.
4.
I will add that.
11 total cold damage.
Yeah, this thing is definitely bloodied.
Yeah, so I'll do the Burning Hands.
Are you doing it at level 2?
Yeah, level 2. So it's 46. Has to make a dexterity saving throw.
That is a 12.
Okay, that fails. So that will be 4d6. So 15 fire damage.
Oof. Awesome. So as you throw out your hands. I'm assuming you're just using one
Yeah.
hand.
Just boom. My non-sword hand. Just
All right.
cone of flame.
So you make this, you strike this heroic pose, dropping the torch to the ground, and as you do that, the torchlight kind of shines up to your face, and you have like this very devious look, covered in half shadows, as your hands burst into flame, and as like the rest of your face is illuminated, you have this like very nice, like almost cocky smile as what you're about to do, as you fire off this energy, this fire energy, and it deals way more than you think it's going to do. Because as you saw up in that fresco, it looked like it might be weak to fire.
That's what I was thinking.
And this thing shrieks in pain as you see like half of its body get charred and withered away. Like the slime that had been covering this thing looks like it almost is an ethyl of some sort, as it like catches, and this thing is just now on fire, shrieking in rage.
Nice.
And Ang, now that you're back with the group, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna take another big swing at him and see what I can do.
All right.
15
misses.
All right, so the first hit doesn't, the first swing doesn't quite hit, so I come back with the second one and try to land another blow.
Okay.
18.
And 18 does just hit.
All right.
So roll some damage for me.
14 bludgeoning.
This thing is not looking good. Like you kind of caught it off guard as it came around that corner, Chris. And now Ang is just putting the hurting on it.
Let's go.
It is not looking really good at all, and you guys are doing this much faster than I thought you would, which is fine.
As per usual, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, like, I put things that are the appropriate challenge rating, and it's just like, no. But anyways, Ang, are you doing anything else with your turn?
No, I'm good.
All right, well, this Demogorgon is going to turn around towards you because you kind of have it like almost cornered in a way, and it's going to attempt to bite you, Ang. That is a 17 to hit.
I have a 17 AC.
I think that means I hit.
Does it favor the attacker or the defender?
So it does in fact hit. So I will roll some damage now. We're going to do 2d6 plus 4. That is 8 damage to you.
Right.
8 piercing damage. And after it like kind of latches on with these teeth flaps, it's going to make a claw attack at you as well.
At me or at Ang?
Oh.
At Ang. That is a 13. So yeah, it misses unfortunately, but what it is going to do, since it had like bit you, it's going to use its jaunt ability, and it's going to transport itself and you to the Shadowfell.
Oh snap!
For 2 minutes. Gris, your companion has just disappeared.
Crap.
Ang, you've been transported into this like swamp.
The upside down?
Yes. Into the Shadowfell, this swampy area. There's like dead wood and will-o-wisps kind of burning in this heavy fog that rests heavy on the entire area in front of you. You have no sense of where the direction you are, where you've been, and you have no idea where the Demogorgon went.
Shit.
What are you gonna do for the next 2 minutes?
Is there anywhere that I can? Are there rocks or anything like that I could kind of like leverage myself and kind of have my back kind of towards, so that way I have like I can see around me kind of thing. I can't let them come up behind me.
Are you trying to get on top of a rock or hide behind it? Because you described both.
On top and behind. Don't you know what that means? He wants to be on top, behind.
I mean, like a rock, kind of like jutting up, and like I'll like stand kind of in front of it, so that way it's like the guy can't come up behind me.
So you want to stand in front of it?
Yes.
Yes, you can stand.
That's the opposite of behind.
It's all relative on where in relation he is to me and the rock.
You have
Come
no
on
idea.
now.
You have no idea where this thing is, but you have found a large boulder and you're standing.
All right. I like
you
this
taking
boulder.
fucking senior
It's a
pictures
nice
for high
boulder.
school?
It's a nice boulder. I'm just gonna lean on it, put my arm up, have a nice smile.
It's almost good as the abandoned barn that you see off in the distance. A strong contender for senior portraits.
Ooh, if I had saw that one faster, I would have gone to that.
All right.
So you're just gonna hide here for a couple minutes? Gris, what are you doing during this 2 minutes?
Well, I'm not with him, right? I'm still fighting the creature.
You are by yourself.
Yep, I'm fighting the creature.
The creature is
What do you mean
gone.
the creature's gone?
The creature blinked him.
Oh, with him? All right.
Yeah, he had him he had his mouth flaps on Aang's arm, and then bounced to the shadow fall.
All right. Well, I will.
So you don't know what's going on.
So
for
they're
the next 2
gone,
minutes
huh?
either.
Okay. Well, I'm going to. I guess do nothing. I'll just. I'm just gonna sit there and look around. I'm gonna yell at the guys. If I have 2 minutes, I'm gonna run to the entrance and yell to the men. Stay out of the cave. Stay out of the cave. They have the charges are set, right? Aang set the charges.
Oh no, he did not get a chance.
Son of a
to,
bitch! I'm gonna ask them if they have any charges. And
you do see Tome outside.
Good.
Actually, though, he made it out. He was looking for you guys.
He's gone. We lost him. He's dead. We need to kill this creature. It cannot leave this tunnel. Do you understand me? You need to make sure it doesn't leave this tunnel. You must have mining charges. Set the powder charges. 20 feet inside this entrance. If I fall, if Aang falls, and this creature is making a dash for the exit, you need to set them off. Do you understand?
Son, what are you talking about?
I'm gonna slap him. Do you understand?
You killed my nephew?
I slap him again. Do you understand?
I guess I
slap him again.
understand.
This is getting my hand hurts now.
So does my face. Damn you!
Listen,
explain yourself.
You cannot. I don't know how long we have. This creature cannot leave the tunnel. It cannot leave this mine. Do you understand me?
You saw what did that horrendous sight?
It is a monster. It is a monster. It is not from this world. We cannot let it out of this mine. Set the charges. If I fall, if Aang falls, and that creature is trying to leave, you set those charges off. Do you understand?
Of course. Yes.
Okay.
Fine.
I'm gonna run back into the tunnel, and I'm gonna hope that they come back at some point.
I'm going to add a quip here that Hugh would make some sort of food poisoning explosive reference. Insert joke here.
He would definitely make something about his explosiveness being able to.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Cave the tunnel.
I'm glad that Hugh is suffering from food poisoning and not from Gris actually poisoning him. But it's a good cover, I guess.
I mean, they might not be. They may not be related, or may be related. But in the meantime, you go back down this first entryway tunnel and hunker down, waiting for something to happen.
Yep, that's all I'm doing.
Aang, I need you to make a perception check for me.
Alright. Oh, God. Oh, a 4.
So with a 4, you don't notice anything.
Oh, jeez.
But after a minute and about 55 seconds,
of course,
you feel an oozing drop of saliva-like liquid drip and drop onto your shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh.
As you look up, and this thing lunges forward to make a bite attack at you.
Can I swing my hammer up and just try to catch him instead?
You are with a 4 perception. You are caught way by surprise. This thing, unfortunately for the thing, misses you, and as it's lunging forward to bite you, you guys blink back out to the material plane. And Gris, you are shocked by what you see with this this thing now dropping on top of Aang.
Yep.
Aang, luckily, in missing the bite attack, is able to kind of sidestep and lunge out of the way, just making it as this thing is now circling back, kind of surprised that you're here. It doesn't really, I don't know if it really perceives the fact that it left the Shadowfell.
Okay.
It just knows that now there's another person here. And Gris, you're going to be back up.
All right, I will. How close is it to me? Is it within striking distance?
Yeah, it's totally within striking
All right,
distance.
I'm going to take my torch and I'm going to jam it in the side of the, I'm going to swipe out again with the Sword of Wounding. I'm going to try to stab it.
You got it.
That's my best bet. Come on. 20.
That hits,
Okay.
for sure.
Is Ang's within distance from it, right? So I get my sneak attack, which is...
Yeah, you guys are basically like...
That's 9 plus 8.
This thing looks a lot better, by the way, now that it came back.
So 17 damage. And it does have, when on its turn, it's going to take some necrotic. 1d4 necrotic.
Excellent. Ang, you're up again.
All right. I'm gonna just try swinging at it and see if I can finish it off. I wasn't a big fan of it lunging at me from above like that, and I want to just crack him across the skull again with a 17.
A 17 hits.
Oh, does it? Oh, okay.
That, just like whenever it dealt exactly the DC, so did you. So, or AC, you did the exact same thing. So it hits.
Sweet. All right. So 9 bludgeoning.
Okay.
And I'm gonna swing back around and try to come up at it. Like the first swing was like coming down, swinging down on it, and this next one is almost gonna be kind of like pulling it back up and seeing if I can catch its jaw.
Yeah, do it.
Damn, that's a 12.
A 12 unfortunately misses, and as you connect with the first hit, you kind of swing back to hit it with a second one, and your balance is off center, and you unfortunately just miss it, crashing the hammer into the wall, and you hear a large reverberation, as if you have maybe put a crack in this cavern wall, or this tunnel's wall. The Demogorgon is up, and it's going to again try to bite you, since you're doing like most of the damage here, you crazy fool.
Hey, gotta go head on.
So it's going to try to bite you again.
I'm going to say, come here, come get me.
A 15
does not hit.
And Gris, actually, as you were using your free action to taunt it, it turns around and tries to make a claw attack at you after snapping and missing.
Yep.
Ang. That is a 23.
That hits.
All right. With a 23, let's see. The claws deal this much damage. That is 12 damage.
Okay. I'm going to cast Hellish Rebuke at 2nd level.
And what does that do?
So Hellish Rebuke, when I'm damaged by a creature within melee range, well, it's within 60 feet, I am allowed to cast Hellish Rebuke. It's a reaction. It's instantaneous. I point my finger, and the creature that damaged me is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. It must make a dex saving throw. It takes 2d10 fire damage. It'll actually be 3d10 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. So it's going to be 3d10. So I'm going to look at him and say, fuck you, with my finger.
And this thing, I rolled a natural 20.
Okay, so 3d10 halved. So, damn, 10. So you'll take 5 fire damage.
Ooh, take 5 fire damage. But, as you know, this thing is susceptible to fire damage.
Yes.
So it'll take the full 10. Ooh. And as it, like, snaps and, like, claws and kind of whimpers, it's, like, really, like, standing on its very last legs here. You now have this thing, like, charred all over most of its body. It's bleeding from all of the bludgeoning bludgeoning damage it's taking. And Gris, you're going to be up as this thing is on its, like, last legs, and is like a dog in a corner. You, like, cornered this thing.
Sword of Wounding, 26.
You son of a bitch. I killed this thing. I did the majority of the fucking work on it, like fucking usual.
That does hit.
All right, let's do
every single
d6. That's 17 plus.
Yep.
D8
Here we go.
Plus 7 is 24.
That's a bingo.
24 piercing.
Gris, tell me how you're gonna do this.
I'm going to say sorry, Ang, and I'm going to lunge into it, and I'm going to try to get it right under its throat, and I want to try to like almost like parry it, because I want to essentially sever its head from the rest of its body, if I can, with a flourish.
Yeah, you successfully do that. You get that initial piercing cut, and you slide it, cutting about half of the head off. You pull out your rapier quickly, stab it again on the other side, making almost what you would imagine is an X in this thing's throat. Give one last flourish as a slash sideways, and its head lops off onto the floor.
I'm gonna sheath my rapier. I'm gonna grab the head, and we're gonna leave the tunnel.
I fuck with
you
that.
do that.
I
You
just
do
fuck
that.
with that.
And we're gonna leave the tunnel, and I'm gonna tell him to set off the charges as we're walking out. Like after we're out of the tunnel, we're gonna set
but slowly with the
and we are
explosion
not looking
us.
behind us. We're just walking, and we're telling him to set the charges off.
And as you both casually walk out of this tunnel, you make it about 15-20 feet after them hearing, and the charges explode behind you. Some small debris and dust and a fiery explosion lifts out from this channel, and a column of flame kind of puffs out for 5 or 10 feet into a small small mushroom explosion, like the release of the energy. As you're casually walking out, looking cooler than hell, holding the bloody, saliva-covered head of a demigorgon.
You ever see Predator 2? When they're in the spaceship with the predators, and you see the alien head on the wall? I'm putting this head on the wall of our keep, and it's gonna be in our trophy room.
Hell yeah!
Along with the goblin shit.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, along with the goblin shoes for sure.
I walk up to Tomb, and I'm just like, "Believe my story yet, motherfucker?"
And he's just straight up like, "Nope, still no."
I can't explain the events that just happened, but I don't believe the story. Let's get out of here. I consider this a bust. I'll have to write the Nostromo company and tell them the news. And you guys leave with this company, none the wiser, none the richer, unfortunately, with no additional ore to be taken. But by nightfall, you have made it to Tiroli, where you will get your 300 gold each. Even Hugh, because he was great fun the first few days. And they even, upon telling the innkeeper in this town the mighty story of what happened this day, you'll get a free stay at the local inn called the Gilded Hammer. And you wake up the next day refreshed, Hugh no longer sick, and you make your way south to your...
That was awesome. I knew, like, I didn't know it was alien until we saw the eggs, and I'm like, well, actually, no. I thought it was alien when we saw the walls with the alien kind of iron, and then the giant with the burst stomach. I'm like, aw, yeah. It's fucking awesome. That was awesome. That was a really good one.
Super happy. And I was like, this could totally work out as like a one-shot. Like, the entire movie itself is only about 2 hours and change.
I guess we couldn't get a second mech. Like, and we couldn't have back-to-back episodes with mechs, I guess, because I wanted to be Ridley in the fucking mech. But that's okay. That was super fun.
Yeah, that was good.
Like, it was hard for me to like figure out the balance with that, because I wanted to give you guys a mech again.
That'd be pretty cool.
I really did.
But no, that was great. I can't believe that Ang got fucking pulled in. That was crazy. Got blinked out.
Yeah,
that was really cool too. I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm even gonna be able to use this. Shit.
I was just hoping it was gonna damage me, because I'm like, oh, I know fire damage is gonna hurt it, and I know I have Hellish Rebuke as a reaction, which is sweet.
Yeah. Oh man, that's super
I was
cool.
very happy with the amount of bludgeoning damage I was able to deal with.
Yeah, I may have made your weapon just like super strong.
Oh darn!
But like, I feel like I'm like, I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but the last like the epic finale of the Underwoods, I threw probably enough to be like a challenge rating of like 20 at you. Like, I threw like a bunch of like level 8 demons and a bunch of like minions and some in between even. And you guys like took out like a challenge level 8 in like 2 rounds with like the help of those dragons, but most of them dragonborns, but like most of them missed. So like you guys still did the most. Like
we have some
majority
pretty
of damage there.
good weapons.
So
I gotta say, that was some great loot.
And and like I'm happy that I gave you guys this. You guys got those weapons because like I feel like I want them to be like your character's like signature kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't want it to be like some shitty +1 weapon that you like are like, this is cool. Like Ang, you have your hammer. Hugh has his new blunderbuss that's like super freaking overpowered.
Yeah, we still haven't even seen the full skin of that yet.
No, you haven't. There's only one person who needs a new cool weapon, and there may be things that happen in the near future that make that happen.
Wait, who needs a new weapon?
But who doesn't have a +2 or +3?
We all don't we all? Right?
I thought you're.
It's a plus.
Sort of
it's a
plus.
yeah. It's a +2 sword.
No,
yes.
it's a +2 sword.
I like my sword of wounding. I mean, I'm not upset with it. I would take another one.
Okay.
But I'm not. You know,
very stabby.
Yeah, it fits well. So yeah. Okay. I'll never complain. But yeah.
Plan.
Awesome.
No, yeah, of course. But yeah, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it and figured it out.
Yes, that was awesome. That was awesome.
But yeah, I was like super torn. I'm like, well, they're not really like going back to their own ship like in the movie. So like I don't know if I can justify a mech suit. But like
no, that's awesome. It was so great. I like the that was fun. Thanks for listening to the Natural Ones Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at the Nat Ones Cast or on Facebook, facebook.com/the Nat Ones Cast. You can email us, thenatonescast@gmail.com, or find us individually. You can find Aiden at Alakaya A58. You can find Zeki at Zektown, Jerry at JMEE3RD, or myself at Pat Uglo. Thanks for listening, and is that another natural one?